Hello everyone, I'm Salad, and we are continuing on with the Danganronpa 3 anime. First season, the future arc. And this is going into episode 3. And Asahina is dead. Again, I did not expect her to be dead at this point in the story. Very surprising that such an important character would already be dead. I was convinced that it was that big guy, but it is what it is, so let's continue on. Let's see what's gonna happen here. I did look back on the previous videos, and I reminded myself that there is a win condition that the Monokuma laid out, and it was if nobody dies by the time the timer ends, right? Or by the time the attacker is done. And actually, let me take another look back at it because I want to see if Monokuma specified an exact time frame that the attacker has to do what they need to do. So let's do that real quick. I wanna remind us what that actually is. Okay. So the attacker is given a time limit. So are we told though what that time limit is? Okay, so yeah, Monokuma is saying specifically there is a traitor and they have a specific time limit with which they can kill somebody. And if they don't kill somebody within that time limit, we win. So my idea is that in order to stop these killings through Monokuma's rule, if we take what Monokuma says as fact, we need to either find out who the traitor is, or we need to figure out how much time the traitor has to kill somebody, and within that amount of time, make it so that they cannot kill somebody in their allotted time. And that could be done potentially by just hiding, right? By or barricading ourselves in a place where the traitor cannot find us. That's my current idea. We'll see how that plays out, but let's get started with the episode. Episode 3. She's been stabbed, okay. And obviously it's meant to... What? Excuse me? It's a fake knife? Okay, come on. Come on, you can't do that. You can't do that. That's illegal. You can't at the end of last episode make it seem like Hina was dead and then make it so Hina's not actually dead. Come on now. How dare you do that? That was cruel. Okay, so she's fine. What about the big guy though? We haven't seen him yet. He hasn't said anything. But somebody, wait, but even if that was a fake knife and fake blood, somebody had to do that while we were asleep. For that to happen while we were asleep, it had to have been done by the attacker also. So the attacker just saying, I had the chance to kill you, but I didn't. And instead I killed this guy. Okay, whoever this is, they love putting people high up in the air. Yeah, okay, so it did end up being what I thought it was. That the big guy is the one who ended up dying in the end there. Okay, so the opening does show Hina getting stabbed, which is what happened to her. Even though it was fake. So I'm gonna not watch the opening from now on. Just in case some of those are actual real deaths. Cruel violence and hollow words. I mean, we've been having both of those already. Is there a way we could tell if somebody moves when they're asleep? I'm just thinking of a possibility where, I don't know, we put a bunch of powder everywhere or something that can't be easily returned to its original state. We do something like that, and we put it on everybody just to make sure to check if they actually moved. Something that they can't fix after the fact. Like, I don't know what it would be, but we could create some sort of contraption that makes it so that if any of us moves during during when we're asleep, then I don't know, we'll get like tomato juice splashed on us, and so we'll be able to easily tell who was the. No, because then the attacker could just take that and splash it on everybody. But it's something. There's got to be something they could do. Either way, there's definitely a better option than what the tall dude was suggesting of just kill everybody through like a voting system. But clearly tall man is not that smart if that's his only option. That's the best thing he can think of. What a great portrait there. Is that the person who was also sleeping at the in the first episode? Is he just sleeping all the time? Now, at least those two seem like they think they can trust each other. What do you mean that was the second time limit? Did Kyoko just figure out the time limit? I mean, Kyoko is smart as heck. So I wouldn't put it past her to have already figured out what the time limit there is for the attacker. Was she watching something? Let me retreat that a little bit. Rewind that a little bit. What is Kyoko doing here? So she's just waking up. Is there something that she looks at? No, okay. At least I can't tell. Yeah, I mean, fair enough, but everybody has their own personalities. I wouldn't say that he's suspicious just because he's not worried about himself. What would those worse outcomes be than them trying to kill us all? Trying to get information out of us? Trying to get us to become remnants of despair? Trying to make us become despair itself? I guess that would be it. That's always been their objective, right? That's why the attacker stabbed Asahina with the tomato juice. They just wanted her to take off her jacket. That's the only reason why they did that. Wait, that gives us insider information on who the attacker is. Not useful information, but it gives us information. Probably only because Monokuma allowed it. But this also means that not everybody is gonna know who's dead and who isn't dead. That's possible information as well. If somebody knows that somebody's dead and they shouldn't know that, they should not know that information, that could give us a clue. But that relies on them slipping up. We can't rely on that. What are you gonna say exactly? Should you really be just walking that casually? I know he has to walk, but still. Interesting. I mean, it would be pretty obvious if you could only turn left. Or is she being silly and she just likes the turn? She's just turning left to make us think that that's her thing. I don't know. I don't know if we trust her yet. Be hit with a punch or kick? That's really troublesome. Yeah. She could easily be doomed. What was he about to say there? Let me reread that. How could you use your forbidden action? You can also use it. How would you use your forbidden action? To prevent others from doing things that would cause your death? You could use it as protection, because otherwise if somebody does it, then they're a murderer? I guess so. Okay. Just following us like a zombie. Hey, but why is she following us? It's only one person alone. Come on, you can do it. I don't know what you're gonna do, but you can do it. Oh. Okay, so yeah, somebody's in the helicopter, somebody knows he's out there. That's unfortunate. I suppose, but what do you mean by they have no intention of winning? And also, why wouldn't that helicopter just missile him and kill him? Does he serve a purpose to the mastermind as well? That he doesn't know about? The fewer of us, the easier the killer will be to find. Oh, I see. So, in other words, they kind of want people to try to find the killer? Unless the killer isn't even among us in the first place, which is what I thought might be the case. This is exactly what I was saying earlier. He gave me a sort of Naegi, or not Naegi, Nagito. He was kind of reminiscent of Nagito, in the sense that his hope was too strong, that it went all the way around the circle and became despair. Okay, I mean, it's easy to say that, but if the other dude's not going to listen, it doesn't matter. Yeah, I'll talk. Like Makoto, you mean? Yeah, he's about to reveal his own thing and... And that's Izuru Kamakura, I believe. From the hair. Very distinctive. Yeah. Okay, so Makoto is just laying out his whole plan of Danganronpa 2, but we already know all this stuff. Stuff with the New World program and everything. I mean, that's your hope, Makoto. That's not tall, white-haired man's hope. Again, I don't remember his name. It's gonna be a while before I am able to. But tall, white-haired man also has hope, but he has his own different kind of hope. Where he just like, I alone will be the hope. I will kill everybody around me, and then I will be the one that's trustworthy or whatever. It was a crappy speech. No, he's gonna say it was a splendid speech, but no, it was a crappy speech. But that was the point. That was the point, and he's good. Makoto's good at making crappy speeches, and it's enough to convince people. And you do? What are you gonna go do? How is that hope? How is that hope, though? Going around and killing everybody. Killing people's friends. I like this duo, and I think what she's saying is it makes sense. If these two are all about not standing out, staying in the background, doing their own thing, not making a fuss while they solve a problem, I think that makes a lot of sense, and I like the way that they do things. If that's the case. I hope they really can trust each other. And I hope they do not betray each other. Okay, what is this person doing? Why would you think that? Oh? What? What is this? It's okay, so she got a transformation. Okay, what? She thinks that the other girl, though, is a traitor? Why? Stay mad about it. Stay mad about what exactly? I wasn't sure. They were clearly talking about some sort of grudge that they had, but I don't know what that was. I don't think we got any visual on that happening. With that girl? This old man's very wise. He's very he understands what's going on. I'm just concerned about who that guy said he wanted to meet up with. That guy earlier. Oh, it's this guy again. A pretty lame way to try to attack somebody with a chair, but okay. Okay, what's gonna happen here? Is he really just gonna power friendship this guy to death? I don't know.
武器は持っていないのか。武器なんていらない。僕は戦いたいんじゃない。話し合いをしたいんです。だってどうして仲間同士で戦うんですか。僕ら未来機関は一緒に戦う仲間なんじゃないんですか。
Yeah, the Future Foundation seems like it sucks.
そんな綺麗事では誰も動かん。
No, but they did. They did move people to action. That big dude who was helping protect us, it moved him into action. Everybody else who watched the events of Danganronpa 1, the stuff that happened in there, it moved them to action. So this guy's wrong.
確かにお前は大した男だ。俺もあの殺し合い放送を見て感心させられた。だがお前が勝てたのはあれがただのゲームだった。
But this is also only a game.
ゲーム。真の絶望。選ばれ生かされ、そして忘れてたお前たちは知らない。だからこそそんな綺麗事が言えるんだ。確かに。
Okay, that's fair. It's fair to say that maybe Makoto and his fellows don't know the true despair of the actual tragedy that happened. Sure, that's true. But what does that really have to do with anything that's happening right now? Okay, sure, he's naive. Who cares? Does that still mean you have to kill him? Does that mean he isn't right about us maybe not killing each other being a good idea? If you... Okay, sure, he's more experienced. All right, then tell us why. Tell us why you're, in a logical terms, why your idea is more correct. Because that is what would actually convince somebody, maybe. Because all he's speaking is emotionally. It's a good line.
確かにお前なら動かせるかもしれんな。だからこそ俺はお前を見逃せない。
What? How is that why you won't let him escape? Because he's possible of believing in hope?
お前は危険すぎる。うつろな言葉で人を動かし、その先にあるのは何だ。
What do you mean what lies beyond? What's wrong with...
いや、絶望だ。
He thinks that...
戦いもなく、犠牲も出さず、この絶望だらけの世界を救えるという、そんなざれ言を信じた先にあるのは、ただの地獄だ。
Okay, now he's starting to make some sense, actually. He's starting to make some sense. So, what he's saying is that Makoto's entire perspective on everything of, oh, we just believe that everyone can be saved, when the reality is that not everybody can be saved. That's just going to lead us to more despair. Basically, this guy thinks that Danganronpa 2 would have had a bad ending. And it didn't. It didn't have a bad ending. But it definitely could have. This guy, the thing is, it could have gone either way. And I feel like there are some versions of Danganronpa 2 where things could have ended very differently. And things could have ended in despair. I just don't know. Because Makoto probably thinks that even Junko Enoshima herself could be saved. And could be turned around. Back to hope. And I don't know. I think this guy's perspective is a very realistic perspective. And Makoto's perspective is very idealistic and naive. And probably it doesn't really make any sense in the real world. But this isn't the real world. This is Danganronpa. And in the Danganronpa universe, Makoto probably has a shot at making what he says actually work. Because if the remnants of despair could be turned around, like what happened in Danganronpa 2, then who's to say anybody couldn't be turned around back to hope? So I don't know. I still am siding with Makoto on this, but I think this guy's perspective is realistic. I just don't think that the results of his realistic view are reasonable. I don't think that the results of his view, his conclusion of saying, okay, because not everyone it can, because this kind of idealistic hope will lead to despair, I need to kill you? Because of this unrealistic belief and hope, I need to murder these people? I don't see that. I don't see that making sense. But the rest of his view is reasonable.
それでも僕は希望を信じる。今この瞬間、お前の言葉に力は名前とは違う。
Is he gonna say something?
信じる。どれだけ犠牲を出そうとも、俺自身が死のうとも、必ずや絶望を滅ぼしてみせる。
At any cost, he'll destroy despair, no matter how many victims. It's very interesting. What I'm thinking is, what could stop this guy? What could stop this guy? It would be the girl who died at the start, right? What's her name? What's her face? If you speak her name, that might stop him.
それが俺の覚悟だ。
That would be my guess.
絶望のない世界。
But then he's gonna be proven right.
あいつと共に描いた俺たちの未来だ。これが学級裁判でなくて。
And the episode ends there. What a cliffhanger. Come on now. Come on now. You can't do that. And yeah, no end credit thing either. So, obviously, Makoto's not gonna die here. That would just make no sense. I mean, I thought Asahina died, but she didn't die either. I don't think Makoto's dying here. So what's happening? Is something gonna intervene? I would hope. I hope not. I hope that nothing intervenes in what's gonna happen right now. I hope that Makoto really does stop him with words. I don't know what words those could be. I'm assuming something to do with the girl he was close to. But again, I feel like that those thoughts of that girl of that woman is going they're going to bring him to Makoto's side a little bit. He's going to feel like maybe Makoto was right. But then he's going to have his own beliefs reaffirmed in the end when it turns out that she was actually the true despair all along. And then he's going to be reaffirmed in his belief that no, this blind belief and hope was wrong. You see, it was wrong because what I should have done was what I thought in the first place. This whole believing in hope, this was all wrong. That's what I think is going to happen. Now, I don't think we need to waste any more time. Let's get past this cliffhanger. Let's see what's actually happening in episode 4.
Hey, yo, ladies and germs.
Oh,
Time for a
oops.
little-
English. Switching back. It is a shame because it's probably easier to also watch the reaction when it's in English because you don't have to look at the screen. But the Japanese voices just are too much better in this case.
見てませんか？前回までの弾丸論破する
We're getting a recap? Do we really need that?
未来機関の施設に所持に殺し合いも
Please note, Hagakure stuck outside because nobody likes him. Okay. Come on, Hagakure is great. You can't dislike Hagakure. You can't dislike him that much. Sure, he's a little dumb, but he's dumb in a lovable way. The murders are heating up. Yeah, so, but surely Yasuhiro's gonna have a significance later on. There's no way he isn't. Yeah, we're seeing everybody here. And so that guy at the end, he said, I need to go meet up with her. Who is the her? There's not that many hers in this series. There's Kyoko, there's the girl that was clinging onto that guy, and who else is there? The person who's like sitting on who's always like sitting on the desk thing that drives around the wheelchair thing, and I think there's one more. Is there one more? Oh, right, the person who with the mask, right? Uh, the COVID mask. That's all that I remember.
最後に生き残るのは一体誰なのか。さーて、次は誰が死ぬのかな。
So I can't imagine who it is that he wanted to actually meet up with. It would have to either be Kyoko or the person who's like sitting at the desk at the one with the wheelchair or whatever. But I can't see either of those being who you'd want to go meet up with. All right, once again, I'm gonna skip the opening. Who is a liar? Okay, we're finally back to this guy attacking Kyoko.
まあ持て坂倉。
Again, I can't really blame them for suspecting Makoto and his friends. Can't blame them. They did seem to help the remnants of despair. But their reaction to that, I do not agree with.
いつまで会長面してやがる。俺のボスは宗方だ。
Why are you attacking the old man?
会長。やめろって。邪魔だ。
Jeez. She hurt her leg there? That's not good. We need Kyoko in top condition for this. Okay, that's not normal at all. Everyone's already trying to kill each other.
なんだろう。爆発ですよ。早く逃げるです。
That is impressive. Yeah, that's an impressive wheelchair. To be able to go on rubble like that doesn't make any sense at all. Yeah, can someone get rid of this guy? I have a feeling by the end of this series, though, by the end of this season, probably, he's gonna do something that's likable. He's probably gonna sacrifice himself for everybody. That's my guess. That's my guess about what's gonna happen here. He's gonna sacrifice himself, and then I'm gonna feel bad for saying that he's terrible and should die right now. That's what's gonna happen. But right now, he's trying to kill Kyoko, and I can't forgive him for that.
会長は甘くはないぞ。
Yes! Overpowered old man! This is the way it's supposed to be in anime. Thank you. Instant teleportation.
どうした？殴らないのか？
Okay, never mind. He's just not punching him.
東京のボクサーだろう。
Here we go. Instantly, this anime has become way better. Not that it wasn't good in the first place, but overpowered old man, that's what we like to see.
容体にはきつかったのう。
So, here's my question. If we assume that one of us is the attacker, does the attacker also have a special rule? If they do, in fact, they definitely do if they are. But in that case, I think the way that we are going to end up defeating the attacker, if they exist among us, is we are going to use that rule against them in order to defeat them. That's definitely the case. That's my idea.
こうだ。みんなを助けた。
I just had a thought. Kyoko was the one who brought up that somebody might have a rule that they can't tell the rule to anybody else. I think it's Kyoko that has that rule. I think Kyoko's rule is that she can't tell anybody. That's probably it.
僕がみんなを不幸にする。
Okay, it looks like Kyoko's fine though.
誰も助けられない。どうして僕はナイキみたいになれないんだ。
You want to be like Naegi?
あなたはあなたでしょ。それに私のことを助けてくれたじゃん。命の恩人だよ。
そうですよ。女性に暴力を振るうなんて。お前の言う
Oh, true. He actually did
命の恩人だなんて
because of her rule.
大げさだよ。
けど何？
のことく。
Okay, so he's using the
こちらはたった今、苗木誠を
captured him instead of killing him, huh?
苗木を？
これより苗木誠の処刑
Why not just do it immediately to gather everybody up? Maybe.
どうしよう。わだね。
Yeah.
苗木君を餌に私たちをおびき寄せるつもりよ。意図があるはず。
Yeah.
交渉の余地があるかもしれない。
I mean, it's possible that there's a reason that he didn't kill Makoto. That there's a reason more than just trying to get all of his friends together. But I feel like there is more of a reason. For someone like him, I feel like he wouldn't even bother trying to use that kind of trickery. He would just kill Makoto, then say, okay, now we hunt down the rest. He wouldn't try to use this kind of trickery to kill everybody.
いいよ。気がいこう。
Okay, I don't want you to die though, old man.
どうするつもりだ。お前は餌だ。お前を助けに来る連中を釣るためのな。餌？僕を殺すのが目的じゃ。お前が襲撃者でないことぐらい分かっている。
He's determined that for himself?
この殺し合いで仮に
Maybe everyone turned into an ultimate despair, maybe?
が止まったとしよう。するとどうなる？それは宗像さんも襲撃者だったってことでしょう。普通はそう考える。だがそれを確かめる手段はない。そうか。襲撃者はいつでも好きにゲームを打ち切ることができる。襲撃者が誰かを身代わりにしてゲームを終了する。
The attacker uses someone as a sacrificial pawn to end the game. Because the attacker could just not kill somebody, right? After maybe halfway through the game, they could just be like, okay, I'm not going to kill anybody anymore this time when people go to sleep. And then that means that, oh, I guess it was the last person who was killed that was the attacker. All right, we no longer have an attacker among us. We're all safe. That could be it. And then they would never know who the attacker is. And they would have a traitor for all eternity. Except at the very first episode, I think somebody mentioned that they have some sort of truth serum. I think it was the person who wears the mask on their mouth. If that person really has a truth serum that can make anybody say whatever the truth is, they could use that to figure out who the actual traitor is. And it wouldn't even matter. So how is he going to explain away that? No, it won't. If you have something like a truth serum, then it won't be that simple. So the thing is, though, how this is all being televised, right? How is this helping anybody to see their future Foundation leaders so belligerent at killing each other? That can't be good either. So he's stuck, but clearly the swiftest path to his goal would be to kill Makoto right now. Then nobody could ever use him, and that would be fine, right? He would be fine with that outcome. So why not just kill Makoto and find out who the attacker is later? That would seem to be a better option, but now it seems like he doesn't want to kill Makoto at all. Or am I wrong? No, he said you. Okay, so he still does want to kill Makoto. Okay. Yeah. He is just doing this just to try to lure out the attacker. Yeah, but that wasn't any fault of his own.
お前の希望は人を動かす。だが今のお前は制御が効かない爆弾と同じだ。
So the old man is coming here. Is the old man the attacker then, by his standards, by his definition? Interesting. Interesting weapon there. Got some sort of wrist rockets.
お願いします。じゃあ私は会長についていきます。早速ルートを検索しておいたでちよ。
ミタライ君。はい。君はキリギル君をエスコートしてくれ。足を怪我してるからな。
Okay, so she did injure her leg. I wasn't sure. It seemed like she was fine afterwards.
さて、行くかな。
Does that have something to do with his rule, what he just said right there? Let me run that back for a second. But I'm just wondering, like, it could Murakata or whatever his name is, could he be right that this guy is the suspicious one? Since he's wanting to go there on his own? Or wanting to go there and talk things out himself?
はい。君はキリギル君をエスコートしてくれ。足を怪我してるからな。
Okay, so yeah, he wants him to escort Kyoko.
頑張ります。
Okay.
さて、行くかな。
Does he have some kind of rule where he has to be around an even number of people, and if he's ever around an odd number of people, then he dies or something like that? I don't know. Just trying to think about what his rule could be based on the things that he's saying and doing.
やあ、いらっしゃい、キリキリちゃん。
Okay,
この検証
so he was trying to meet up with Kirigiri.
それは、こ
Kyoko.
ういう時に一番安全なのは探偵のそばだからさ。余裕がないぞ。
Yeah, he has. So I wish I had a map of how this place is laid out so that I could see where people were when the time limit expired, whether or not they'd have enough time to actually do anything. Let's try that again. Looks like we're getting some combat.
雪染め君がなくなってから余裕がないぞ。
Very cool looking old man.
新鮮だ。古い武器を。朝日野君。
How much ammo does that thing have?
中田君と話がしたいだけ。
Yeah, I hope they don't actually kill each other.
行くよ。
But that powerful old man could be the traitor based on what
少しいいかな。
has been said and what we know.
君は。
But basically anybody could be, so that doesn't help.
まだ情報が少なすぎるわ。
それは。
So he has some idea of who would start this? I wish it didn't cut away and we could actually know what he said. Oh, this guy again. Oil barrels? What are they rolling those around for? Are they trying to block an entrance?
お前は先に逃げろ。
はいちゃん。でも、お前らのせいで、私は希望が峰学園を退学になったんだ。
Okay, so there's clearly more backstory behind the relationship that we're not getting. Why though? Why is she a traitor?
裏切り者はてめえだろ。お前らだ。
Why though? Why does she think that?
はいちゃん。
I mean, maybe I'd be willing to believe her if she would actually give reasons. Everyone's just fighting each other. No one's doing a single useful thing. Except for old man here.
迎えると思い込む。だが、 わしに言わせればそれこそは重い。
I mean, that again, another wise line from the old man. He's right that the reality is usually a balance. It's usually somewhere in between. It's usually not a fanatical. Usually a fanatical, like, far, I don't know what the right word is to say it, but extreme. Usually an extreme point of view is not going to be the right one to take. And this guy clearly has a very extreme point of view for how he wants to take on despair. But a balance is usually what the actual right answer ends up being. Yeah. Now you're becoming a necessary death. You still happy about that? Where are they gonna fall into, though? I mean, yeah, I was about to say, both Naegi and Asahina, both of their forbidden actions are really bad for actually stalling somebody. Not being able to run, not being able to get punched. What, missile launchers? Okay, this really is an impressive wheelchair. Again, who are these Future Foundation people? They are not normal at all. Oh. Seriously, we're killing off the powerful old man?
何を笑う。あなたがふぬけてしまったと思っていた。だから俺が全てを背負わなければと。いや、そうではないらしい。あなたの考えを知りたい。
Are you gonna finally grow some brains? Gain some wisdom from the old man? Oh? What, are you gonna shoot a laser beam? This is what happens when you try to call out your secret weapons one at a time. It's very anime style, though. Oh? Got a bionic eye? Okay, wait, we're getting a reveal this soon that, okay, well, multiple things revealed. First off, that the person in the wheelchair is the actual either mastermind behind this or the attacker or both. And not only that, it's Monica? Yeah, this is definitely Monica. Those are definitely her eyes. Okay, that's the kind of reveal I would have expected at the end of the season, at the end of the Killing Game. But again, the show is surprising me, revealing something like this right, not even in the middle. We haven't even reached the midpoint yet. This is only episode 4. So, Monica is behind this. Monica is, well, actually, so we don't know for sure that she's controlling the person in the wheelchair, just that she's seeing through her eyes, right? Let me rewatch that real quick. And they did suspect her. She was one of the people that was suspected. And that is her hair, right? That bluish color. She's been knocked over.
ああ、再起動かけないとダメか。まったく。
Yeah.
超絶望的だね。
Okay, yeah. Okay, so I'm convinced now. So Monica is controlling the girl who was like the ultimate hacker or whatever it was that she was. Jeez. Okay. Well, I don't know how much that changes, how much that doesn't change. So basically, what we need to do then is figure out that it's her. She said that she couldn't turn left, right? That's not helpful in order for stopping her unless we already know. If we knew that it was her, we could definitely use that to fight back against her, but it seems like she has a bunch of different weapons to choose from, and we never got to see what her weapons are other than the missiles so far. So now what? Who was it that suspected her from the beginning? There was somebody who suspected that she possibly was it was the duo, wasn't it? I think it was the duo. Yeah, the duo that's like the guy and the girl who are very close to each other. They suspected her. They were the first ones to suspect her. And that tells me that they are trustworthy. Which is interesting because I was expecting that possibly that lady with the mask that was following after her saying that they were the traitors or they were the killers. I was suspecting that maybe there was some truth in what she was saying, even though she was obviously very crazed and very violent about it. I thought that maybe there was going to be some kernel of truth in what she was trying to do. But from what I see now, it seems like no, that crazy lady was just a crazy lady, and the two people who were running away from her were actually decent people and did actually have it right. My question then is why? Why did they suspect her from the beginning? What did they know that I didn't know that made it clear that she was a traitor? I'm not sure, but maybe we'll get answers to that later on. We're definitely, I don't know if we're going to see more from Monica's perspective as this goes along. I hope we do, because otherwise, what would be the point of revealing this to the viewer so early on? The only reason I could see is if there's more to it that we're going to have to see behind the scenes. There's more to it that we're going to have to see from Monica's perspective that will give us further insight into what's actually happening here and the reasons behind it. That's what I'm going to guess. So I hope we do see that. I hope we see more from Monica's perspective. What Monica was trying to do originally was create a successor to Junko Enoshima. Is that still what she's trying to do here? Is that still her plan? If so, who is her target? Who is she targeting to become the next successor? Is it Murakarada, the guy with the white hair? Or is it somebody else? Is it Makoto? Is she trying to turn Makoto into the next Junko? That would be ambitious. I don't know, but I'm assuming we're gonna find. Well, I guess we'll just have to find out more next time. Yeah, I think I am gonna just end up splitting all these into 2-episode chunks because I went back and took a look. Well, after editing things down, they do end up turning into about 1-hour videos. I think that's just about perfect. So I think I'll end things here. So I'll see you guys next time for episode 5 and episode 6, and hopefully we'll get more answers about what anyone's doing. I was gonna say what Monica's doing, but really what anyone's doing, and whether or not tall white-haired guy has any kind of change of heart in the end. That's all I got to say. Thanks for watching, guys. See you next time.